You would take the TV in there in his room.
What was his name?
You can't even think of it right
It
now.
was her fifth husband.
Huh?
Her fifth
Yes,
husband.
I know.
And he had emphysema, remember?
Yeah.
And we would go to Birmingham to visit her.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go sit in his room and talk to him. And what would I do?
You would clean his room, and you clean the bathroom, and you would take care of him. You'd bring food in there to him, and you'd bring that TV. He had the TV in the other room, and you'd bring that in there, and Mother would go in there and bring it back.
I cared about him, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You were so sweet. Well, it's not Ed. What is it?
Yeah, I forget his name. We'll think of it.
I can't remember.
What is one of your memories about your mom that you always think about? Is there something that always comes to mind about her? You really loved her and forgave her for everything and reached out to her, even,
Mm-hmm. My mother told me one time that if she ever accepted she didn't say accepted the Lord, if she ever would change and see my viewpoint on things, that she would come my way. She would believe in me, and she would come my way because she had confidence in me. And that meant so much to me. When my mother was up in her 80s, she was sitting in her chair, and her legs would swell up because she had diabetes, and they would swell way up, and she couldn't get up and walk on them. And she couldn't find the remote control. And she was hunting the remote control, and the TV was on, and she couldn't cut it off, and Billy Graham was on. And she accepted the Lord up in her 80s. And she did what she said that she was going to do for me. That she would do that one day. And said, I'm not going to, and that was when we lived, Vermont, we lived there.
Vermont,
Mm-hmm.
Alabama.
No, here.
Vermont, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And so she did exactly what she said she was going to do. She accepted the Lord when Billy Graham was preaching. And Beverly Shea passed away lately, and he was 104.
Who was that?
He was the singer that was on Billy Graham.
Oh, okay. And
Your
did she
daddy
call
and I-
you and tell you that she accepted the Lord, or how did you know that she accepted the
She
Lord?
told me.
She told you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But you had always.
We went to. We went to Freeport back after we were first married, Leon and I did, to hear Billy Graham and to hear Beverly Shea.
Pawpaw loved Billy Graham.
Mm-hmm. Well, we heard him in person at a stadium down there.
So did your mom? She wasn't very religious or didn't go to church
No. Mm-hmm.
until while you were growing up. How did you get interested in going to church?
My daddy took me.
Your stepdaddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he believed in going to church, and he believed in God. And he was close to God, and he's in heaven. My stepfather's in heaven. I fully know that that's true, and I fully know that's... And also, your mama and papa, they're there. There's no doubt in my mind that they're not there. So they're there.
You mean Momo Marie?
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh, well, Pawpaw Salvador and Momo Salvador.
There.
Oh, yeah, they're in heaven.
They're there.
And Pawpaw Willie's in heaven.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And so it's Mama.
Yeah.
And I know the one we can't remember his name and everything, he's in heaven because he told me, he said, my uncle and everything was talking to him about the Lord and everything. And Jack, you know, he was talking to him about the Lord. And he told me that I don't know what I'm going to do and everything about this and everything, because I'm real confused about it and everything. So I witnessed to him. I talked to him about the Lord and everything. Well, the next time I came to visit him, he said, "You don't have to talk to me anymore." He said, "I made it right with the Lord." He said, I know the Lord and everything. He said, "But I want you to do something. I want you to pray for Marie. I want you to pray for her, that she will know the Lord." And I said, "Well, I'm doing my best. I'm praying for her. That's my mother, and I love her dearly." But anyway, he told me not to worry about him anymore.
Now that was Papa Goins that said that. That who asked you to
No,
pray?
that was mother's husband, and that we can't remember his name.
Oh, the last one. Okay, yeah.
The
We
last
knew him. Yeah, I knew him. I wish we could remember his name, but Mom would know it. But he wanted you to pray for Momo Marie.
Just pray for his wife, Marie.
Yeah, and she sometimes wasn't that friendly when we go see her. She wasn't that friendly sometimes when we would go see her. I remember you struggling with her to be friendly with us, you know, but you kept going and you kept visiting her no matter what. Didn't you? Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never gave up on her.
No, never did.
Even though she didn't always behave right, you never gave up on her.
No, never did.
She kind of disappointed you a lot, but you still loved her unconditionally.
His name was Abrahamson.
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 Yeah. Abe Abrahamson.
That's it. It just came to me, Abrahamson.
You showed your true Christianity when you cared for your mother and loved your mother no matter what she did. You know, you did, didn't you?
And I finally won out on it.
You waited it out.
The Lord did it. I didn't.
Yes, but you loved her.
My prayers all these years.
You loved her though. You loved her through all of it, which that's why you're
It was
really.
just hard for Mother to show her feelings. You know, she just couldn't. She couldn't help it in some ways. That was just her. You know.
She was so beautiful.
Mother was so beautiful. She was like a
Movie star. I know. Did you remember your grandparents?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Mom did and Papa did. Oh, I love them so much. And they were wonderful Christians, you know.
Yeah. Where are they from?
Well, all I know is Union Springs, Alabama.
Union Springs, Alabama.
I believe that's
What are their names? Your grandparents' names?
their names. Papa dear, Mama dear, that was Goins.
Goins. Yeah. Your Momo Marie's parents.
Yeah.
But you didn't know Forsyth's parents, Papa Forsyth's parents.
They lived there too.
They did.
But they were from Arkansas. But where their burial, all their burial things there. Wanda took all pictures of all that. She has all that.
Yeah, she does. I really just want to know about your memories. You know.
But my mother was going to the store to buy some groceries and everything. And the show was right next door there. I had it in that book, but you probably read it already. But anyway, she came out of there and she walked right into Mr. Forsyth there. Otto Forsyth, Pelham Forsyth. And he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he helped her pick up the groceries and everything. And
they ran into each other.
He said, "Here, let me give you some tickets to the show, you know." And she said, "I never gave any to anybody else."
She just went to see him. How old was she? Do you know?
She was young. She was,
Probably 16ish.
well, maybe a little older than that. She was young. I've forgotten exactly how old.
Isn't that something? We're from Alabama, really.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Louisiana came later.
Mm-hmm.
And Momo and Papa Salvador, they came straight to Louisiana from Italy, their family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
And that's something, I tell you, we really have some history behind us.
we do. Did you do well in high school? Did you enjoy high school?
I was salutatorian in my class when I graduated.
I didn't know that.
But I could have been salutatorian. I mean, valedictorian. But the only thing, I wasn't there 4 years. I was just there 2 years.
So that's why you had to be.
You had to be there 4 years. So
But you had the scores to be
and
valid.
I had better scores than the girl did that won it.
Oh my goodness.
So I did good considering I'm slow of mind. I have dyslexia because of having scoliosis, and I get things backwards lots of times. Most of the time, all the time. But I laugh about it when I do that, and especially since I had that stroke. And they laughed at me last night that it doesn't bother me anymore.
But you still did well in school, even though you had that.
Yeah, it was hard for me. I had to really study hard, which is good. I had to study real hard to get mine.
Wow. You did well in high school.
Yeah, I did to be salutatorian. But I was from a city school, and these were from country school. I think it made a difference, you know. And I had been trained better,
Right.
you know. I think that had something to do with it.
You were kind of ahead of everybody. Did you want to go to college?
I was going to go to college, but I didn't know that I could go to the Baptist and get for them to send me off to the mission field and go to school. But see, if I had, things wouldn't happen like it did.
Right. And Papa Willie, he ended up going to seminary.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Jones.
Bob Jones.
Bob Jones Seminary.
Bob Jones.
He chose that over college.
But there was some subjects there he didn't like, so he didn't continue that. You know how he was. He was decided on how he believed.
Right, he was very into his belief system, and if they didn't, he just did his own thing, didn't he?
Yeah. And so he went to school there in New Orleans.
You supported him.
I went to work, you know, and everything. And we did real good together. He was a good boy.
He was a good man. It was tough because y'all had struggled with money, but other than that, you know, you would have done okay.
Yeah.
And he was very strict in his beliefs. He didn't get mellow until later in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was strict on his beliefs.
He was.
Which was good. He was pretty sound. I agreed with him. You know, I had been trained too and everything. And what he believed in everything, I believed it too. It was good.
And did you enjoy listening to him preach?
Yeah, he was a very good preacher.
I know it.
And Bill liked him. Bill liked him as a preacher. They got along. They got along good.
They got along good.
Which was good.
And he was a handsome man too. Y'all made a handsome couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure